and welcome to the live. First and foremost, let me ask you a very simple question. What if there were specific secrets, specific hacks that if you knew would change everything for you as it pertains to your investment process? If that's you right now, if you're literally tuned in and you're hearing me ask that question and you're thinking, Samuel, that might be me. There might be specific hacks that I'm not tuned into that could be making a massive difference in my investment process, then I want you to stay tuned, because in this live, I'm not only going to share with you a specific website and some profound hacks on that website that can allow you to catapult your revenue, but I'm going to be showing you so much more. And for those of you who are out there hiding in the back, we got some extra keys for you guys in today's session, as we're going to be revealing how you can move further faster in your investment future, specifically as it pertains to property, utilizing the exact hacks I'm going to be sharing with you guys today. Now, for those of you who are interested, let's start with you guys letting us know where you are tuning in from in the world. Let us know where you're tuning in from in the world. Are you in the UK? Are you in the US of A? Are you in Australasia, or are you in Asia? Let us know by literally throwing that inside of the chat. Where are you joining us inside of the world on this live right now? For those of you who are jumping on this live for the very first time, I see the viewers are jumping in. I see this is amazing. I'm seeing viewers jumping in. Guys, you know what to do. Literally introduce yourself. Hey Samuel, I'm tuning in from the UK. Hey Samuel, I'm tuning in from the US of A. Hey Samuel, I'm tuning in from Australasia or Asia. Wherever you're tuning in from, let us know inside of the chat so we can welcome you into this specific live. All right, now for those of you who are throwing it in, for those of you who are getting ready to throw your answers in, let me start. For those of you who are brand new to this live, brand new to my life, let me introduce myself. My name is Samuel Kimwin. I help people create consistent and then colossal cash flow using resources and revenues that are typically always hidden in plain sight. So in fact, whilst other teachers are out there telling you they can help you become financially free in 3, 5 or 10 years, me and my team help people do that in 3 to 12 months, and we've got the receipts to go with it. So if that sounds something of interest to you, you know what to do. Do all of the things on the platform you're on. Subscribe, like, share, all of that stuff to show you care, and we'll go deeper up in here. Now, in today's live, I want to literally jump straight in. I don't want to take any time. And if you're someone who's been here before, a great big welcome back. Great to have you back inside of the live. If you guys have questions on today's live, I'm going to encourage you to have those questions. Make sure you got your notepad, iPad, tablet, stylus, pen, paper, everything you need in order to succeed. Because in this live, we're not only going to be unpacking a whole bunch of secrets, but we're also going to be opening up a great opportunity later on for you guys to ask your questions so you can have all of the answers that you need. All right. Is that Tolu Tamilore? Hopefully I'm saying it correct. Tamilore, welcome to the live. Some of the text on my screens today is a little bit smaller than usual. So guys, please forgive me if I butcher any names. I'm not here to butcher names. I want to get all the names accurate, all the same. But we'll see if we're going to be able to do that in today's live. Now, without further ado, guys, whatever platform you are tuned into, please feel free to say hello, say something nice, right? So that I know that you're with me and I know that we are on the same path, in the right path as we go further into today's session. All right, so let me get my mouse ready so we can literally do this together, because I'm going to be showing you guys some stuff which, if you are prepared, is going to help you increase the revenue that you can make. Again, whether it's from properties you own, properties you don't own, we're going to be showing you some ninja stuff. Someone write in the chat ninja stuff. All right, someone write in the chat ninja stuff, because that's literally what we're going to do. Now, here's a question that I often get asked by people who are attempting to get started in property. Samuel, how do I get started with little or no money? And how do I make sure that I'm going to generate the most amount of revenue possible for me? Okay, I'm going to ask that again in case you need to grab your pen. A question I'm often asked in terms of the property landscape, a question I'm often asked in the spaces of property is, Samuel, how do I make as much money as possible, as fast as possible in the area and arena of property without having to literally make any mistakes? Now, here's the reality, right? Nobody ever wants to make mistakes, but here's the truth in the truth. The only way you can mitigate making mistakes is if you leverage the mistakes made by other people. Okay, I'm going to say that again in case you need to pick up your pen. the only way you can make sure you are not going to make mistakes in your journey, okay? And that might be property, that might be relationships, that might be health and wellness, that might be, it doesn't make a difference what it is in parenting, right? Whatever category of your life that you desire to produce better results, I'm here to tell you the cheat code. It's leverage the mistakes of other people. Okay, some people will say to you, experience is the best teacher. I'll tell you a better teacher than experience, the experiences of others. We are here in 2026. Do you know what that means? That means there's been at least 2026 years before you showed up today where people have tried it their own way. I want you to think about that. Green Eyes Zozo likes the live. Thank you, Green Eyes Zozo, for liking the live. All right. I want you to think about that. If we live in a world, green and green. I just spotted that on the scene. Let's go. All right. If we live in a world where people want to make sure they don't make mistakes, here's a real clue for all of us, right? Leverage the mistakes of other people. You see, most people don't want to make any mistakes, but here's what they do. They go and still make those mistakes because they don't trust that they can learn from other people. I'm here to tell you, if you take advantage of your advantages, one of the lines I often say to my clients, if you take advantage of your advantages, guess what's going to happen? You are going to get to earn because you are going to learn from other people who decided to turn. Okay? The other people who made the mistake so you don't have to, you will learn from them. The other people who lost their shirt, which is a UK property term for lost all of their money, you will be able to learn from them. And as a result, you'll be able to earn beyond what they've been able to earn because you're able to learn beyond the way they were able to learn. If this makes sense, someone write yes in the chat. And Green Eyes Zozo, welcome to the family for deciding to follow the platform. Now, guys, I want you to understand how this works, okay? Because most people don't understand how this works. Most people want to win in their relationships. They want to win in marriage. They want to win in parenting. They want to win in all these different areas, property. They want to win in wealth. They want to win in health and wellness. Guys, let me share something with you. When I wanted to take my health and wellness more seriously, I joined a gym, okay? I joined a gym, all right? Thank you for liking the live. Vibes Man, let's go. What a name, Vibes Man, let's go. When I wanted to take my health and wellness more seriously, guess what I did? I joined a gym. I specifically joined a Muay Thai club, to be specific, right? And when I decided to join this club, I didn't say I'm gonna be the coach and I'm gonna be the student. I want you to think about that, guys, okay? I didn't say I'm gonna be the coach and I'm gonna be the student. Why? Because I could not coach myself. Okay, for those of you who want to take notes, here's a great place to start taking notes in today's live. You cannot read the label from inside of the bottle. Okay, you cannot read the label from inside of the bottle. If you are inside of a whiskey bottle, which is 40% volume, which in simple terms means you're straight drunk, you're not going to know. Why are you not going to know? Not because you're foolish, not because you're ignorant, not because you're not smart. You're not going to know because you're inside of the bottle. And the label, which explains the level of toxicity of the bottle, is written on the outside of the bottle. So as I often say to my clients and friends, you cannot read the label from inside of the bottle. A rule, thank you ever so much for the compliment. We appreciate you. You see, I want you guys to understand how this works. In life, we often have the opportunity to learn from the mistakes of others. People often say, oh, experience is the best teacher. I'm here to tell you there's a better teacher than experience. Someone write in the chat the word better. There is a better teacher than experience. And the better teacher than experience is the experience of others. The better teacher than experience is the mistakes of others. The better teacher than your own personal experience is the leverage of others. Because other people have tried it before. Other people have done it for sure. So with that being said, I'm going to show you some intricacies, some literal cheat codes that are in the back end of a website, which are going to help you move further, faster in your future. Let's go, all right? Green Eyes Zozo says, sometimes you just need to ask for help. Amen, amen, and amen. And one thing I'll add to that, Green Eyes, is this. Hope everybody's listening to this. 9 times out of 10, the people you need to build the confidence to ask for help are already out there trying to help you. And this is what most people don't realize. You see, a library full of books is already out there trying to help you. But you just have to go. Guys, think about what I just said. The school, which is full of teachers, is already out there trying to help you. You just have to sign up for class and go. Okay? I want you to think about that. All right, let's go. Dabzino says, is that the Portuguese flag? Let me know if that's the Portuguese flag or if that's another flag. Some of these flags are hard to see because they're so small. Some of the text. All right, why is this live actually entertaining though? Good question. Let's find out. All right. Green Eye Zozo says, very true. All right, guys, and I just want us to think about this. Oh, I love this. No, it's Burkina Faso. Let's go. Africa in the house. Let's go. I appreciate that. And thank you for the geography lesson as well, Dabzino. Love that. All right. So Burkina Faso in the house. Let's go. And Burkina Faso, for those of you who don't know, are doing some big things in the world right now. So guys, if you don't know, go check them out. Let's go. All right, guys. So let's go deeper. Central tenant, primary essence, core message I want everyone to take away from today is there is a better teacher than my experiences. That better teacher than my experiences is actually the experiences of others. That better teacher than my experiences is actually the mistakes of others. The better teacher than my experiences are actually the leverage I get from others. And only because of Green Eye Zozo, who actually took us there as well, I want to add to this to help you guys in understanding the likes are literally taking off in the TT platform. Let's go. The other thing I want you guys to realize, only because of Green Eye Zozo, who literally took it there, is 9 times out of 10, the people we need to humble ourselves to ask for help are already out there. They're already trying to help us. Samuel, how do you know this? Because the Bible says in Matthew chapter 7, verse 7, it says, seek and you shall find. How would you find if they weren't out there already? It says, knock and the door shall be opened. How would someone open the door if someone's not behind the door already? It says, ask and you shall receive. How will you receive if someone's not ready and waiting for you to ask already? Oh, if this is helping someone, just write in the chat, this is helping me. Because I want you guys to understand how life works. 9 times out of 10, when I had my most recent child, who's 1 right now, baby Judah, okay? Baby Judah didn't think to himself, I'm going to figure out how to walk all by myself. No, because life doesn't work like that, guys. So why do we get scammed into thinking that's how life's going to work in your marriage, in your health, in your wealth, in your relationships? Why do we get scammed? Why are we not wise enough to understand the very same way that we had to humble ourselves to learn how to walk from our parents, the very same way that we had to humble ourselves to learn how to talk from our siblings and other family members, is the exact very same way that we have to learn how to humble ourselves in order to generate more income, in order to have better relationships, in order to produce at a higher level. Lissay, like the live. Thank you, Lissay, for liking the live. Lissay, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Let's go. YS in the building. YS says, yes, I'm back. Let's go. So guys, I want you to understand how this works. If we understand that there is a better teacher than experience, if we understand that other people's experiences are a better teacher than our own experiences, guess what we do? We start reading some more. Guess what we do? We'd start feeding some more. Okay? We'd start injecting ourselves with the value that comes from other people. Listen, thank you ever so much for letting me know it's correct. We would start embracing the value that's already out there. Like I shared earlier, as Green Eye Zozo made a powerful statement saying, hold on a minute, sometimes we just gotta ask for help. Here's the reality. The schools are out there already with teachers full up trying to teach people. The coaches are out here already with content full up trying to help people. The books are full up already with the information attempting to help you. But here's the thing, here's the trap. If anyone wants to know the trap, just write in the chat the word trap and I'll tell you what the trap is, okay? Because the trap will help you. The moment you understand the trap, it will help you to navigate in the game. Let's go, all right? Green Eyes also says, I learned to put the pride aside and I learned to just ask. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. I love this. I love this. Dabzino says, you can't find help in the United Kingdom. The market is very low. Samuel I Can Win is here to help you in the United Kingdom and beyond, because it's not about the market. It's about what you make it. Someone write that down because that's a comment which is profound. It's not about the market. It's about what you make it. There are people that generate income when the rest of the world is suffering and crying. Okay? A few years ago, we just went through an epidemic which literally touched the whole world. And guess what? Companies like Zoom became wealthier in that 1 year period, in that 2 year period, than they had ever become in their whole lifetime. Okay? Someone, if I'm telling the truth, someone write in the chat the word true. How comes when the majority of the world are going through a downturn, there are other people going through their biggest upturn? If you go and study history, you will see in the years of the American Great Depression, those were the very same years where the wealthiest people in the USA became the wealthiest people in the USA today. In the Great Depression. Why is it that history teaches us that in times of great struggle for most, they are the times of great growth for the few? Okay? And I'm going to tell you why that is. It's because in those times where everyone is doing the same thing, let me give you the cheat code, because if I say it, you're going to think, oh, Samuel's so smart. Samuel knows this. Guys, I don't know this stuff because I'm so smart. I'm going to tell you something. I know this stuff because I follow the principle that I shared with you guys at the beginning of this live. And that principle is, I realized a long time ago that I am not the smartest tool in the toolbox. And when I realized I wasn't the smartest tool in the toolbox, guess what I did? I humbled myself to start asking for information so I can shift my alternate destination. I decided that the destination I was bound to go to is not the destination I wanted to go to. And the only way I could change the destination that I was going to was if I started to learn from people who were going to the destinations I thought I'd love to go to. And that's what shifted for me, guys. That's what shifted for me. So I started opening up pages in a very interesting book. This book is called The Bible, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. I see the hand clap emojis coming in the chat. I literally started opening up the pages of the Bible, and that's where I found the secrets, guys. I don't make this stuff up. If I was smart enough, I'd make this up. Unfortunately, I'm not smart enough, so I don't make this up. I discover this. I find this like a good mathematician does. You know Einstein, right? Einstein, people accredit this man as being one of the most intelligent people who ever walked on this earth. Let me tell you Einstein's claim to fame. Einstein's claim to fame was he understood how maths works. Maths is something we discover. It's not something we make up. Okay? And I'm not saying this to make anyone afraid. Oh, it's maths. He's talking about numbers. I'm afraid of numbers. Don't be afraid of numbers. Understand how maths works. Maths is like a language. You don't make it up. You don't create it. You discover it. This is why Matthew 7:7 makes so much sense when it says seek and you will find. You have to be in seek mode to have finding taking place. Okay? I want you guys to think about this. This is how the world works. If you are 30 years old, 40 years old, like many of my clients, 50 years old or 60 years old, you are young in the grand scheme of this world. If you are 70-year-old, don't lie to yourself and say to yourself, oh, you know what? I'm old. You're not old. This world has been going on for thousands of years. You are new. Okay? You are new and you're extremely young. So guess what the benefit is when you recognize, even at the age of 70, even at the age of 50, even at the age of 40, even at the age of 90, you are young. Guess what you discover? You discover that you can learn from other people. One of my first coaches taught me this. He said, Samuel, the one thing we learn from history is that we do not learn from history. So guess what I started doing? In 2001, when I heard that, I started to study history. I started to find out what was happening 100 years ago, what was happening 300 years ago, what was happening 200 years ago, what was happening 1,000 years ago, what was happening? Because if I learn from history, guess what? There won't be a World War II if you learn from the World War I. But we did have a World War II, which is evidence we didn't learn from World War I. Come on, somebody. Someone knows what I'm talking about. You see, we are living in a world where people are perpetuating problems because they don't want to learn principles. I'm here today to tell you, be someone who recognizes that I am not the oldest person in the world. I don't know everything. And humble yourself for a minute to be able to discover and uncover from more reputable sources. Be able to uncover and learn from people that have done it or gone before you. If this is making sense, someone write in the chat, it does, it does, it does, it does. Okay? So we can move even further faster in your future. All right, with that being said, we're going to jump in We're going to jump in, we're going to jump in, we're going to jump in, and we are going to be sharing with you some insightful things to help you move further faster in your future. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to ask you guys again, let me know in the chat where you're tuning in from, because depending on where you're tuning in from will determine how I show you what I'm about to show you. So you guys let me know. The map is up, right? Are you guys in the UK? Are you in the US of A? Are you in Australasia? Are you in Asia? Are you in Mother Africa? Let me know where you guys are in the world. Throw your destinations and locations inside of the chat before we go further, because the website I'm about to show you, where I'm going to start uncovering hacks for you to use to move further faster in your future as it pertains to investment and property specifically, is a website where they have two variants, okay? They've got a UK variant, which is kind of where I'm currently based, so that's why I'm happy to use the UK variant, but they've also got another variant as well. So you guys let me know so we can decide which one we're going to use for me to unravel these hacks for you in the chat, okay? So don't be shy, guys. Let us know in the chat, where are you? Are you in the UK? Are you in the US of A? Are you in Australasia? Are you in Asia? Are you in Mother Africa? Let us know where you are inside of the chat, all right? Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, and as you guys throw that in, I'm gonna get the website fired up so we can start jumping straight into that. And I'm gonna, for the sake of taking time, I'm gonna jump straight into the UK version of the website. All right, so guys, I want you to follow me if you can to the website spareroom.co.uk. And in today's session, I'm gonna reveal to you several hacks to help you move further faster in your property journey, to help you if you're someone who's trying to buy your first property, like many of my students. I'm going to show you some key core ways that you can start generating more income when you get that first property. I'm also going to show you how you can acquire properties without actually buying them, how you can just start to control them, okay? And then also, we'll finish up with, I'll show you guys a cheat code, a little hack on how you can literally start to find very quickly the demand in your area, okay? As well as, we'll look at a few things. I'll unpack before the end of this live. I'm literally going to unpack quite a few things for you guys, because I think we'll see. Let's do it like this. We'll see how many likes we get in the live platforms. That will determine how far we go into this. All right. So if everybody's ready, let me see the word ready in the chat. If you guys are ready, let me see the word ready in the chat. So I know you guys are with me, and I know you guys are ready. And then when I get enough readies in the chat, we're going to go straight into this website. Now, I'd love a volunteer as well. So can a volunteer also throw in the chat a postal code, okay? A UK postal code, any postal code you like that's based in the UK that we can use to also assist you guys in this process, all right? So let's get a postal code in the chat. And then besides the postal code, we're going to go deeper. Okay, Ancestors 503, thank you for deciding to follow the page, the profile. We appreciate the follows, we appreciate the likes, we appreciate the shares. For all of you guys out here who care, we appreciate it. Let's go. All right, now we got one postcode that's come in. Thank you ever so much. Let me make sure I can see that properly. I'm just trying to get all the windows in the right place, guys, so that this is smooth sailing for us all as we go into this live. All right, so I think I'm good right now. And let me make sure that all platforms are tuned in. All right, so I love that. Who is that? Kaja, let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Kaja, thank you ever so much. Let me know if I'm pronouncing your name right. All right, Kaja jumps in with E136AA. E136AA. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to put that in. E136AA. And I'm just putting it in so I don't forget it, because sometimes the chat goes a bit wild, right? So we're going to come back to that in a moment. Now, let's jump into the first thing, okay? Many people, when they first meet me, they're people that have not really done much in property, okay? My highest level clients are generally people that have portfolios of 8, 10 plus properties, right? But many people who I help specifically on our 5-day cash flow creation week, many of the people that come are people that don't yet have properties, okay? So it could be the case that you're someone who's tuned in with no properties and you're just looking for help. If that's you, I'm gonna help you to start with, and then we're going to go deeper and deeper for the more advanced investors. If that makes sense, someone just put yes in the chat. Now, I'm going to say this. I can see currently we're on 1.6 or 1.8 thousand likes, okay? We want to hit 2,000 likes before I even start going into this website. So guys, let's get those likes up. Okay, I love that. Kaja's already liking the live. Let's go. And then we have the yes in the chat as well. All right, absolutely beautiful. Let's hit that 2,000 likes before we go deeper. Now, if you're someone who's brand new, maybe brand new to seeing me, brand new to thinking about property, you've said to yourself, you know what, I can't get into property, you don't have enough money. If that's your mindset, I'm going to show you something right now. Here's one simple thing you can do that can start generating you revenue from property right now, even though you don't have 40,000, 50,000, 60,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000 to invest and buy a property, okay? Here's something you can do right now, okay? And I think we're nearly at that 2,000. We're really nearly at that 2,000 likes. We are really nearly at that 2,000 likes. And look, just for those of you who don't know, if you're on the platform, the black platform, the white and black platform called TT, right? If you just tap the screen, if you know what I mean, let me show you this. If you literally take your phone and tap the screen, all right, that shows the platform that you like this content, and what it will do is it will share this content with other people who are just like you. Now, why do we want other people just like you? So we can create a community of like-minded individuals, people that are looking for value and not people that are trolls, okay? So hopefully that makes sense and hopefully that's helpful. All right, cool. So let's start by doing that, okay? Have we hit the 2,000? Okay, we're still a bit shy. I think we're at 1.8. Guys, let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. Let's get to the 2,000 so I know I'm with the right people in the room, people who are ready to go vroom vroom as it pertains to their finances. Let's go. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm just about to put my charger on to make sure my phone can charge whilst we're doing this session. Let's go. There we go. All right, cool. So here's what I'm going to show you first. If you're someone who's brand new, you're saying to yourself, you know what, Samuel, I'd like to make some money. I'd like to use a platform. I would like to use a platform or industry like property. I've heard some of the stuff you've shared that property is a industry where success leaves clues. Property is an industry where historically, again and again and again, we can see property is the main vehicle used by the wealthiest people in the world. Over 60% of people in the Times 100 list, over 60% of people in the Forbes 400 list, we see again and again and again, they're using property to either create or maintain their wealth, okay? So Samuel, I see that success leaves clues. I'm interested, but the challenge for me, Samuel, is maybe you don't have deposit funds. Let me show you what you can do. If you go to this website, okay, this says Spareroom, the UK's #1 flat share site. Here's the problem. Most people only use this to find roommates. Most people only use this in order to look for a room. Most people using this website are using this website so wrong, we should make a song, okay? I want you to understand this website is a gold mine for people who want to make more money, okay? Someone write in the chat the word gold, and I'm gonna show you how right now, okay? So here's the first thing you can do. If you want to start securing properties, okay, you can literally go to any postcode. I would recommend the postcode you live or the postcode you work. If you want to know why Samuel recommends that, all you need to do is go and check on my channel. I'm going to be releasing a video this Friday talking exactly about that, okay? So if you want to know why I recommend where you live or where you work, all you've got to do is go and check on my channel. You can subscribe to my channel, and on Friday, I will be releasing a video breaking down why you should focus where you live or where you work. But for sake of right now, let's jump in. Put any postcode inside of here, okay? And here's all you need to do. This is a simple task, okay? Look for any rooms available which have multiple adverts for multiple rooms in the same house, okay? Someone write in the chat, same house. I want you to think about this, okay? Same house. Think about this. Watch what I'm going to show you. If you come to this website, let me even reveal this to you. Let's zoom in, right? If you come to this website and you see right now, based on the postcode you're searching, it's showing 1 to 10 of 140 results. That means there's 140 rooms that are being advertised on this website, okay? And all we've got to do for a little while is scroll. Just scroll, just scroll, just scroll, just scroll. And what's gonna happen is you might see, for example, someone's name show up a few times for different rooms, okay? So if you see someone's name show up a few times for different rooms, guess what that means? That means that one person is trying to rent out multiple rooms in the one house and they're struggling to rent the rooms out. Someone throw in the chat the word struggling, okay? Now, why is it important if you see someone who's struggling? Because the Bible has a verse, it says, if you want to be the greatest among all, you must first become the servant of all, Okay, I'm going to say that again in case you need to pick up your pen. There is a verse in the Bible. It says, he who desires to become the greatest among all must first become the servant of all. Why is this important, Samuel? This is important because this is the cheat code that you can use in business to move further, faster. If you start to understand that in your business, if you get better at serving more people, you will generate more revenue, your life will change. Why? Because you'll stop being a taker and you'll start being a maker. You'll stop being someone who comes to the industry, who comes to the marketplace, who comes to the property landscape attempting to take, and you'll start being someone who comes to create. Okay? Now, why is this important? This is why this is important. Because what we are doing is we are creating solutions for people with problems. I'm going to say that again in case you need your pen. What we are doing is creating solutions for people with problems. So a good question would be, well, Samuel, how do I find these people with problems? Well, the first question is, what are the kind of problems someone could face in the property landscape? I can tell you a quick one. A quick problem that many people may face in the property landscape may be that they don't know how to find tenants. Okay? Someone write in the chat, tenants. And here's the thing, you might be a tenant, but you can still use this. Oh, someone's going to get excited right now. Okay? Muncha Mine. Thank you ever so much for liking the live. You can literally help people find tenants. That's one way to start making money. You can literally help other people find tenants. You don't even have to own a house to help someone else find tenants. And you can help someone find tenants. And guess what's going to happen? You'll get paid. You can help someone find, oh, I see the likes just literally blowing up right there, straight after that statement. Let's go. Let's hit those 2,000 likes, guys. Okay, let's hit those 2,000 likes, okay? You can literally help people find tenants and get paid. You don't have to own a house to make money from helping people find tenants. Let me tell you a very, very quick story. I have a student, okay? We'll call her Kay for the sake of this live. She might even be on this live. So if you're on this live, Kay, you can say, hey, hey. So I have a student. Let me tell you about this student. When the lockdown occurred, when CV-19 occurred, right? She lost her job. She was furloughed, okay? But because she was one of my coaching clients, she came into one of our coaching calls and she said, Samuel, I've lost my job. What do I do? Okay? And I said to her, what are your skills? Like, what are your skills? What skills have you learned over the years in property that can literally replace your income faster than you even finding another job? That's what I asked her, okay? Because I like asking those high-level questions. Questions that get you thinking rather than living in an environment that's just thinking, okay? So I said to her, let's call her K, Operation K. I said, K, what skills have you learned in property that can replace your income faster than you can find a job? Guess what she said to me? I can help landlords find tenants. She said, I can help landlords to find tenants. I said, let's go. And that's what she did. She began helping landlords to find tenants. And let me tell you what happened as she began to start helping landlords find tenants. She replaced her income just from doing that. She replaced her income just from doing that by charging landlords a fee in a time where landlords were struggling to find tenants. Why? Because of the lockdown, because of the predicament, because of the situation, the scenario and the setting. She was able to replace her income just from helping landlords to find tenants. If someone thinks this is a good idea, just write in the chat, good. This is the kind of work you can do part-time. You know, lots of people talk about the side hustle, the side hustle. I'm not really into side hustles because I say it all the time. Some of you guys may have seen my video, which I threw out on another platform before. But what I said in that video is if the side hustle generates more money than the real hustle, the side hustle will stop being the side hustle. So that's why I don't like side hustles. Because no one does a side hustle for it to be a side hustle. Everybody does a side hustle with the hope that hopefully it will replace the real hustle. So we should stop calling it the side hustle. We should call it the hope hustle. We should call it the hustle that's going to replace the real hustle, okay? Because that's what we want it for. Call things what they are. Okay, that will help us. That will help our subconscious mind, our reticular activator, the RAS system that we have in our brain, and that will help our frontal cortex. Okay, so be someone who calls things what they actually are. Don't call things what everyone calls them if what everyone else calls them is not what they're really called. All right. If this is helping someone, just write me in the chat so I know this is of value to somebody. Now, let's go deeper to see where else we can jump into this. So first thing I've shared with you is one of the ways you can start generating income from property without even owning property is help other landlords who already own properties. Prince Anno in the house. Let's go. Welcome, Prince. One of the ways is you can literally assist people by helping them to find tenants. Okay, you can help other people find tenants, and in you helping them find tenants, you can generate an income. Okay, incomes are available. Okay, so that's one way. Second way, this is what I want to show you. If you go to a platform, okay, Adenuga, thank you for liking the live. Appreciate this. All right, let's go. It looks like the live is bumpy today. You guys are with me. Let's go. All right. And if you guys are with me, just say I'm with you, Samuel. Let me know. Let me know as well. Let me not be assuming this stuff. All right. So if you find a site like spareroom.co.uk, here's what you can do. You can go to this website. This is one of the ninja tactics that I teach some of my students. Right. You go to this website, and when you go through this website, just search for. You see the names you see here, the people's names who are looking to rent out their rooms. Okay, I think I've got a highlight from here. Okay, when you see people trying to rent out their rooms, look for multiple of the same person trying to rent out multiple rooms in one house. You can tell it's the same house because of the pictures. The pictures will give that away. But if you see the same person again and again and again, so like here we see so, right? If you see so 4 or 5 times through the listings, guess what that tells you? That tells you that so has more than one room that they're trying to rent out. And because they got more than one room that they're trying to rent out in one house, they will probably need some help. So guess what would happen if you reach out to them? You go view the property. Okay, we've already got one. We got Eduardo. Eduardo is a verified user, live out landlord, right? So I want you guys to see this because I want to show you this, right? So free to contact new, because this is a premium ad. Let me open this in a new tab and just check, right? So $8.35 per month, double room and 7 pictures, okay? And I saw Eduardo's name previously, so let's see if we can actually show you this in real time, okay? Okay, it's the same room because it's a paid ad, right? So that one doesn't work. But let's keep going. If I see any which fit the criteria, I'm gonna show you in real time right now because this is gonna be super helpful for you, okay? So let's keep it moving. All right, so I'm just taking like subconscious note of the names, okay? Rudra, and I'm primarily I'm not looking for current flatmate, okay? When I see current flatmate like V, that's not gonna interest me. I'm looking at live out landlord. So when I see live in landlord, that doesn't interest me, okay? So I'm looking for live out landlord, just like what we saw with Eduardo, okay? But I wanna see multiple rooms, okay? So like here, live out landlord, but I want to see multiple rooms in the same house from the same landlord, but they're trying to rent it out, okay? So what's that going to tell me? That's going to tell me that they could do with some help to rent out their rooms, especially the longer their ad's been on. The longer their ad's been on, then even more of an indication they need help. So guess what happens? I can go and view that property. I can go and speak to that landlord or that live out landlord, and I can let them know that I can help them find tenants. That's one thing I can do. But here's where it gets super ninja, okay? The next thing I can do, rather than tell them I can help them find tenants, I can tell them that I can rent the whole house off of them, okay? How would you like for me to rent the house from you for a fixed price every single month? And when I rent the house from you for a fixed price every single month, I'm gonna take the liability. Let's go, Bay. Bay, like the live, let's go. I'm gonna take the liability rather than have them take the liability of finding the tenants. And when I take the liability of finding the tenants, I also get the upside of the increased rent that I'm able to charge to the individual tenants rather than what they're gonna get because I'm gonna pay them the one fixed rent, okay? Now, for those of you who don't know this, I'm gonna share this with you. Mathematically, there is a concept that is shared a lot of the time. They say the sum of the parts is greater than the whole, okay? The sum of the parts is greater than the whole. What does that mean? That means if you rent out 5 rooms separately, the parts, the sum of those, adding all those 5 parts up, renting separately, is often greater than the whole. That means you'll make more money renting out a house in rooms than you would renting out the house as one. So if you find a house where the landlord is attempting to rent out 5, 6, 7 rooms and is struggling, and you can contact them and let them know, hey, I can help you. I can rent the whole house off of you for X amount. That gives you the opportunity to go and rent out the rooms at a higher amount, okay? If this is valuable to someone write in the chat the word value, and then we're gonna jump into something else, all right? So I've just shared with you 2 simple ways that you can get paid without owning a property, literally by following these 2 spare room hacks, okay? So that's 2 hacks that you can start making money using this platform. I love this. Let's go. Dragon Spy says value. Let's go. All right. So I've just shown you 2 different ways you can make money from this website without even owning a property. You don't have to own the property, okay? But you can start making money properly, okay? So hopefully this is helpful to someone. All right. Now, let's go deeper. I wanna dig deeper into this. All right. So the first thing I wanted to do, I said to you guys, we're gonna start this live off by sharing little hacks and secrets for people who have got kind of no property knowledge, who are brand new. Okay. So we did that by showing you 2 different ways you can start making money using property, even if you own no property, even if you don't have deposit funds. Literally with less than £5,000, you can jump into your local area and start renting out a house and start renting out the rooms. Okay. Less than £5,000. Okay. Less than £5,000. And for those of you who are like, Samuel, how can I do that for less than £5,000? Go and watch my video, okay, on my channel where I broke down hacks you can use with Zoopla. Okay, we did that last week, and the week before I did hacks on Rightmove. Okay, so if you're completely new and you're like, Samuel, I have no idea what to do, right? Just go watch, like, plug into my channel and just watch the stuff, right? Unfortunately, I'm gonna say this. This is not my fault. Okay, unfortunately, some of these platforms don't save the lives, okay? Some of these platforms do, all right? let me do a real quick round of applause for the platforms that do. All right? So some of these platforms do. My round of applause is to the platforms that do. So if you're tuned into this, hitting like, hitting subscribe, hitting all of that stuff on a platform which doesn't save the lives, I apologize, okay? But there are platforms that save their lives, and we are on all of those platforms, so you can take advantage of that. All right, Dragon Spice asked a great question. We're going to come back to questions in a moment. Dragon Spice says, no contract, question mark? There should always be a contract, okay? There should always be a contract. Me and my students, we always use contracts, okay? Because without a contract, there is nothing that has been agreed. Okay, I'm a reader of the Bible. Guess what? That side, I'm a reader of the Bible. And guess what? Inside of the Bible, we get to see what's been agreed. Okay, if you don't know what's agreed, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? So the quick answer is yes, you need to have a contract. Okay, if there's a specific, deeper question, Dragon Spice, that you have, ask the question and we'll definitely take the question, because I'm here to answer your questions as the description of the video says as well. All right, so let's go deeper. Let's do this. All right, let's go deeper. So if we come to this website, we've just shown you 2 quick things. The first thing we showed you is how you can start making money without even owning property, without even controlling property, literally by tenant finding. Second thing we showed you is how you can start making money using property by literally finding landlords with problems. And when you find these landlords with problems, you alleviate their problem. You take over their property, you rent their house on one fixed fee, and then you're able to rent it out to multiple people. Now, I'm going to show you something slightly different now. I'm going to show you something that 99% of people that have ever come on this website have never seen, right? And it's interesting. This bemuses me because we do our 5-day cash flow creation training, right? And in our 5-day cash flow creation week, we've had over 500 people to date since 2021 who have come and been a part of our 5-day cash flow creation week. And guess what? Many of them told me when I show them this is one of the things I show them usually on around day 3, right? And yes, those people are paying. They're paying hundreds of pounds to learn this stuff, right? And on day 3, I usually show them one of the things I'm about to show you, literally just for the investment of your time being on this live. And when I show them this, I always ask them at the end, have you ever seen this? Did you ever think this was on this website? And guess what they will tell me? Samuel, I have never seen this. Samuel, that is so ninja. Samuel, how did you find this, right? They ask me all these questions. And I think to myself, I've been using this thing for years. And most people don't even know this is here. Why? I'm going to tell you why. Because most people don't rely on the experiences of others. Most people don't rely on the knowledge of others. Most people don't rely on the mistakes and leverage of others. Instead, most people are trying to do everything for themselves. Okay? Can you make a commitment to me today to not have to rely on yourself? Can you make a commitment to me today to be someone who's willing to rely on the mistakes of someone else? If that's you, can just write me in the chat. If that's you, could you just write me in the chat? Because here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 2 things right now. If that's you, just write me in the chat. Here's what I'm going to do right now. Okay, I see the first me that came in. Let's go. Keep those me's coming in. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, KT Lens, welcome to the live. KT Lens says me. Let's go, right? And KT Lens, if you're not following, and anyone else, if you're not following, you know what to do. Okay, if you're not subscribed, you know what to do. If you haven't hit like, we should be trying to get to 2,000 likes on the platform. You know what to do, guys. Okay, if you haven't shared with someone who cares, you know what to do. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. Inspired, motivated soul. There we go. I got there at the end. Inspired, motivated soul 97 followed the platform. Thank you ever so much. Inspired Motivated Soul 97 says me. Okay, the me's are coming in. KT Lens liked the live. Let's go. Oh, you guys are in. You guys are in. You guys are hitting it faster than I can speak about it. Let's go. All right. So you guys said me in the chat, right? Beautiful. Now let's do this. I'm gonna jump into this because it's gonna be super helpful for you. I'm gonna say something first, and then I'm gonna show you this. If you become someone who can rely on the mistakes, on the leverage, and on the experience of others, which all three are more valuable than your own experiences, guess what you're gonna be able to say? You're gonna spend the rest of your life saying,
he's paying for it.
And the reason you're gonna be able to spend the rest of your life making such a statement, saying to yourself, you know what? I used to pay for everything. I used to pay to learn. I used to pay to earn. I used to pay to turn. I used to pay for everything. You know why? Because you were resting on your own experience. But when you decide to find the book that has the answers, or find the coach that has the answers, or find the attitude that gives you the answers, you stop saying, oh, I had to pay with blood, sweat, and tears, and you start saying, I'm so grateful.
He's paying for it.
I'm so grateful that he's paying for it. I'm so grateful someone else is paying for it. I'm so grateful I live in a world where the schools are full of teachers. I'm so grateful I live in a world where the books are full of features. I'm so grateful that I decided to be someone to recognize that
he's paying for it.
So with that being said, let's go deeper. I'm now going to take you to the spareroom.co.uk website. I've already taken you there and shown you 2 ways you can start making money from that website, even if you don't own property. Now what I'm going to show you is a super ninja trick. First, I'm going to show you how to charge the most rent in your area, okay? Someone write in the chat, most rent, okay? Because if you learn how you can increase what you earn, your life will change, okay? I want you to think about this. If you have the ability to learn how you can earn way more money than everyone else who rents a house on the same street, way more money than everyone else who has a house on the same street. Guys, let me even tell you this, right? If you're on a platform where you can make a donation or you can give a badge, I'm gonna tell you something. After I give you this secret, if it's of value to you, literally throw a badge or something inside of the chat. Literally represent the value by saying, you know what, I can't just hear this and do nothing about it. I've got to do something to recognize, you know what, Samuel, you just showed me how to change my life. So let's go do that. Let's go do that. I'd love to do that with you. Let's go do that. If you come to this website, spareroom.co.uk, you can do something that most people never do. You can say to yourself, okay, I'm looking for rooms for rent, okay? Slightly behind me, but it's right here, rooms for rent. And you can select that. When you click search for the rooms for rent, all the rooms come up, okay? Now, guess what you can do right now? You can just look at these rooms and identify which of the rooms are getting the most money per month, okay? So if you look, for example, right here, double ensuite with gym and all bills included, £1,199 per calendar month, okay? So what does that tell you? That tells you if I have a double ensuite gym, a double ensuite room with a gym in the building, as well as all bills included, I could probably charge, as long as the property looks similar to this, I could probably charge at least £1,199 per month. If that's correct, someone say in the chat, yes. Let me just know if we're on the same page so far, okay? Because now this is where it's gonna get ninja. Now's where I'm gonna start showing you some stuff that you might be saying to yourself, oh, Samuel, you shouldn't have let me know that, because now I'm about to replace my income. You shouldn't let me know that, because now I'm about to replace my spouse's income. You shouldn't have let me know that, because now I'm dangerous, okay? Let's make you dangerous. Now, here's how you get dangerous. You go to this ad, right? And again, I'm not really going through the ad to make sure that this is the one with the most, right? I'm not making sure that this is the highest one, but we could do that. We could go through and make sure, okay, that's the highest rent in the month, right? That's the highest. Okay, look at this. We got a whole flat here. Usually on Spareroom, you don't have flats. But again, 2-bedroom flat near Canning Town, E13, Plaistow, E13, 1,600 per month, 2-bed flat. Okay, so that's slightly different. Now that's a whole flat. Okay, we're not looking at that specifically. Okay, let's focus on the rooms. Okay, room available £400 per calendar month. Room available 150 per week. 150 per week is still £600 per month. So again, that's lower than what we saw. 900 per month, that's lower than what we saw. 1,1 is still a bit lower than what we saw. But again, look at this, guys. Same thing, right? This is V. flatmate. She's got a spacious ensuite room, gym, and rooftop, East London, Newham E13 1001. So this gym thing seems to be a little thing, okay? Someone write in the chat the word gym, okay? Because you guys, hopefully you guys are spotting the pattern. You're spotting the pattern. You're spotting what Samuel's revealing to you. All I'm doing is looking at the existing stock in the market. And when I look at the existing stock, guess what I can see? I can see the pattern. I can see the pattern is, okay, we can start charging £1,000 or more when we have a gym in the building. Okay, so guess what I might want to do? I might want to start looking for apartments in buildings with a gym. Why? Because I know I can automatically charge a premium. But there's more. Someone say in the chat there's more, okay? So I've done 2 pages. I could do more. Okay, look at, oh my gosh, look at this. Large double room in brand new flat with free gym. £1,000 per calendar month. Oh, someone said, guys, I don't know if you're seeing this. Are you seeing this? Oh, look, next listing. Big 22 square meter room, 5-minute tube, gym, shops, £1,000 per month. So you can see the pattern here. £1,000 becomes the cap that we break into when we have a gym in the building, when we have gym access. Here's the thing, guys. In America, guys, I shouldn't even tell you this. I am going to tell you this. In America, this is so good. In America, in the States, let me tell you what some people do. They will not even go and get a room in a building with a gym in the building. What they will do is they will go and sign up separately for a gym membership and account that gym membership to their room. And they'll say, okay, I'm looking for someone to rent a room. I'm looking for someone to rent a room. Then when they find the person to rent a room, they'll just tell them, yeah, there's a gym 5 minutes away. The gym is included. Okay? So the point I'm making is to attach that gym premium, you don't have to have an apartment in a building with a gym. You just have to be creative, okay? Because Genesis chapter 1 verse 1 says, in the beginning, God created. The first thing God decided to do when he introduced himself to me and you was tell you his key core characteristic. And it wasn't what most people say, oh, God is love. It was God is creative. In the beginning, God created. The first book of the first chapter inside of the Bible, he tells you he's creative. And then in that same chapter, Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27, what does he say about you and me? He says, let's make man in our image, in our likeness. If you are like someone who introduced themselves as being creative, what do you think you are? Someone tell me in the chat. What do you think you are? You see, here's the scam. We think we hear the word creative and it means, oh, I'm artsy. It means, oh, I like color. Look at that. Art with Andrea literally just joined the live. Okay? It doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that. The word creativity does not mean that you're good at art. Guys, my drawing is butchered. When I draw, I always have to say, hey guys, sorry, right? I am not Leonardo da Vinci. I have to let people know, right? I cannot draw. No. But I am extremely creative. Where? In the field of business, in the field of entrepreneurship, in the field of growth and development. Why? Because I recognize that creativity is your God-given birthright. All right. If someone's happy about that, just write in the chat, I am. If someone's excited about that, just write in the chat, I am. If someone's literally so happy they came on this live and they're thinking, Samuel, you're showing me ways that I can actually thrive and not just survive, just write in the chat, I am. Let's go deeper. So the first thing you can do is you can start spotting the patterns. This is what I do. Okay. This is what I teach my students to do. Okay. Among other things, but this is one of the simplest things you can do, right? Literally come to this page. And as you come to this page, you just look at the patterns. And what's the pattern we saw? We saw that every property that was being rented out for £1,000 or more a month has a gym inside or has gym access. We see that as a key characteristic. Now, let me show you how to charge more rent than everyone else in your area, okay? If someone would like to know how to charge more rent than everyone else in the area, just write in the comments, I would, okay? And I'm gonna show you how. And I can see we hit those 2,000 likes. Thank you, those of you on the black and white platform, which is called TT. Let's keep moving. All right, let's go. Igwe Buiki Global. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thank you for following the profile. Let's go. All right, so let's go deeper. So we see Jiva, a living landlord who's renting out their double ensuite with gym and all bills included. We can see that here, right? So look what I'm going to do. I'm just going to click the ad, okay? This currently is the ad charging or asking for the most amount of money in the area. So all I'm going to do is click the ad. Now look what I'm going to do when I click the ad. I'm going to go and look at the ad, okay? Why am I looking at the ad? Because I want to know what the market thinks is worth £1,199 per month, okay? And I'm looking at this, and guys, look, look, let me say this. Jiva, I apologize, right? If Jiva is watching this live, if Jiva ever watches this replay, if someone shares this with Jiva, I apologize. But Jiva, if you listen to me, this is gonna help you as well, right? I'm just saying. There's my quick disclaimer, okay? Because guys, I want you to understand, 99% of people out there in the marketplace have no idea what they're doing. Follow Samuel I Can Win, you'll find out what you're doing. Let's go. All right. And this is not because I'm a guru, guys. This is just because I actually do this stuff and I have been doing this stuff. I worked as an estate agent at the humble age of 19. I've been doing this stuff for 21 years, guys. I'm here to help you, okay? Let's go deeper, right? Now, if we look at Jiva's property, okay, you can see, okay, this room, this lounge room is a nice room. But guess what? The lounge room is not the primary room you're paying for. The lounge room is where you're going to have your social communal activity, but it's the room you're not going to be spending all your time in. So the fact that the very first picture is actually the lounge room already shows you that this advert is probably not going to be premium, okay? And if you want to charge the most in your market, that means you are going to be presenting yourself as the premium. So what does premium mean? Someone tell me in the chat, what does premium mean to you? When you hear the word premium, what does that mean to you, okay? Let's jump in. So this is one of the rooms, right? This is not a room that I would pay £1,199 for. Okay, which is probably why the room is still being advertised. But the point I'm making is, I could easily see 3 or 4, maybe even 5 ways to improve the look of this room. Okay, the first thing I'll do, I'll tell you this, is I'll improve the pictures. These pictures are not pictures that are selling the room. And someone who has £1,200, £1,400, £1,500 to invest in a room every single month is not going to look at this picture and be like, oh yes, I want that. Let me tell you what they're going to look at. They're going to look at gym. They're going to look at all bills included. They're going to look at double ensuite. Those are the things selling the room, not this picture. Okay? But this is the very first picture of the room. Apologies, Jiva. We need to do a better job, right? But here's the funniest thing. If you know Jiva is next door to you and Jiva is renting her room out for $1,199 looking like this, guess what you can do? You can pick a nice little color scheme. Let's say it's black and white, like the TT platform. You can pick a nice little color scheme. You can dress the room up. This bed literally has pillows that are lower than the mattress on the bed. I don't know if you can see the reflection inside of the mirror. Let's see, right? So this is the room, okay? Again, it's not the cleanest of rooms. It's not a tidy room. The room looks like it's got stuff all over it, okay? Guys, if you agree with what I'm saying, just write I do in the chat. Let me know if you agree. Because it doesn't take much to tidy a room. It doesn't take much to have a minimalist aesthetic in a room. It doesn't take much to make this room look premium. It doesn't take much. Someone write in the chat, it doesn't take much. But here's the funniest thing. People won't do the much and then will complain when they don't make that much. Instead of realizing, hold on a minute, all I need to do is tidy this room. I'm only taking pictures. All of the junk in the corner of the room, I can put in the corridor for 5 minutes whilst I take better pictures. All of the junk in the room, oh guys, don't have me ranting out here. Let's go. So that's the ensuite. Ensuite is clean, but again, there's so much look, guys, let me zoom in. Okay, the picture won't zoom in, right? There is a whole bunch of stuff, okay? There's a whole bunch of stuff in this room that doesn't need to be in this ensuite, making this ensuite look slightly less desirable than it should be looking, okay? This is not good, okay? Guys, I'm telling you why someone who's got a room up for £1,199 is not going to rent this room out very quickly, okay? And it's a good room. It's a good size room. It has an ensuite inside of the room. It has access to a gym. These are good facilities. This should get someone £1,199, depending on which part of East London it's in, right? But the point I'm making is these are small tweaks that allow someone to get the higher peaks, all right? So let's go deeper. So we see the lounge, the communal area. We see the bedroom. Bedroom, I don't think is that neat, okay? And then you're just looking at this, okay, this is the same bedroom on a different day with a different bedspread, or is this a different room? Let's check that back one more time. Yeah, okay, it's the same room, taken from a different angle because that looks like the same balcony kind of window or same floor to ceiling window. I could be wrong. No, yeah, okay, cool. It looks like the same room, okay? So just different bedspread, okay? That's the communal area as well. That's the kitchen. You can see the dishwasher on the left. You can see the dining table. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's a patio, nice patio. That's probably the cleanest picture. But again, you can move this stuff here. All of this stuff here can get moved. Like there's no reason for this stuff to be here. This little bag and pot, right? You need this clean. You want to be premium, okay? Okay, that's the view from the balcony, which is good. Okay, this is the gym that you've got access to. Brilliant, all right? Now, here's the problem I've got. This picture, it looks like Jiva took off of the website of the building, which is great, but that's a good picture, right? That's a nice picture. A little bit saturated, but a nice picture. This is a good picture. It's a decent picture, right? Gives a kind of insight into the character of the home. These pictures are poor pictures of the bedroom, but yet this room is on the website for £1,199. So what is Samuel sharing with you? Guys, you can come and look at the most expensively marketed rooms and you can do a slightly better job, and I can guarantee you, you will secure the same tenants they are trying to get for either more money or the exact money they're trying to get from them, right? Let's look at the other one that was £1,000 or more. And let's just do the exact same thing, okay? This one's 1,100. This is V. She's living in the house already. She's looking for someone to rent with her, okay? Now, this room is looking a lot better, okay? A lot more cleaner. Now, I'm going to give you guys a pro tip. If everyone wants a pro tip, just write in the chat tip, and I'll give you a pro tip. All right, this looks better. Nice room, clean, okay? Minimalist aesthetic, perfect, right? Looking at that communal area, clean, not very premium, but clean, like very clean, like that's the word that comes to mind when I look at these pictures. Clean, right? This is a clean house. Again, dining room, communal kitchen, clean, okay? Clean. If you guys want the tip, just write the word tip. Ensuite, boom, clean. This is a nice picture. This is the kind of picture you might see in a hotel. So this is good. Why? Hashtag premium, okay? You're giving the premium feel. This picture is probably a better picture than the first picture of the bedroom. But again, premium, okay? Okay, the gym, it looks like the same gym, so we're probably in the same building. Again, premium, this is good. What's most likely happening here? I'm going to tell you what's most likely happening here. Jiva is probably trying to rent out the room, and V is probably trying to rent out the same room in the same, or the other room in the same house. This could literally, because that balcony window looked exactly the same, right? But this is good anyway, okay? And it might be a different place, all right? It is a different room, because when you look out this window, you see a different view, okay? But again, similar property, similar room, better photos. This is probably more likely to get the 1,100 than Jiva is to get the 1,199. Now, if you want the pro tip, write the word tip in the chat, and you have to do it quick, because otherwise, if I move off of this page, we're probably not going to get the tip, right? So if you want the tip, throw the word tip in the chat, and let me see if you guys need that pro tip before we go further, all right? And Kaja, I just saw that you actually gave me a postcode earlier, so I'll use your postcode in a moment, the E12, what did you give me? E125AF. I will use that one in a moment, just as long as I don't forget. All right, nobody wants the pro tip. All right, cool, so let's keep it moving. All right, so that's what you can do, guys. So now what I've shown you is I've shown you 2 ways you can make money without even owning a property using this website. And now I've also shown you how you can make sure that you're charging the most rents, okay? You're charging the most rents. You're not charging the little bitty rents that some people are charging, but instead you're charging the most rents because you understand the shares, you understand what I've just shared with you, that you can literally scope out the highest charging properties on the platform and do a slightly better job than those properties, and then rent out the same room, same size, just with a better aesthetic, and you will make more money than the people who are trying to make the most on the platform. All right, now if you guys are ready, that was 3. Let's go to 4 and 5. If you're ready for part 4, hack number 4, hack number 5, just put 4 in the chat, put 5 in the chat. Let me see, 4 in the chat. I said 4 and I did 5. Put 4 in the chat, put 5 in the chat, and let's go into some more tips, some more pro tips that will literally help you guys move further faster in terms of leveraging this website, so that this website can start to pay you and give you a level of success that most people end up having just stress. All right, let me see 4, 5 in the chat, 4 and 5 in the chat. You choose the number. You could choose 4, you could choose 5. Let me see 4, 5 in the chat. Now, whilst you guys do that, I am going to jump back into the site, but now I'm going to use the postal code that Kaja gave. All right, so Kaja gave the postcode E12. Let's put this one in now. We're going to go back to search. We're going all the way back to home. Okay, let's go back to home on the website. Okay, and we're going to put this other postcode in now, E12 5AF. Okay, let's see if that's a viable postcode search. Okay, so now we're searching for this. This is good. This is even less properties, right? So this says it's now showing 1 to 10 of 100 results. Okay, so we got less results. We got like 40 less results. So this area, E12, I think, is that Leighton? Okay, it says it's Manor Park, right? So Manor Park, Leighton, I assume it's all of that kind of area. But the E12 area, it's showing literally has less properties available than the E16 area, which would make sense because E12 is a less populated area in terms of house density from my study of East London. And I'm glad that it seems like we got a big East London following today, because I grew up in East London, for those of you who didn't know. So this is really good. All right, cool. So let's go deeper. If we should go deeper, someone write in the chat the word deeper, right? So tip number 4, let me show you hack number 4. For hack number 4, I'm going to show you how you can find a part of this website that people often tell me they never even knew existed, all right? So here's what we're going to do, right? One of my tips I usually tell my students is we're searching for people and not for property. Someone throw the chat the word people, okay? We're searching for people and not for property. We're not searching for properties, we're searching for people. So the first thing I want to do is I don't want to go to rooms for rent. Instead, I want to go to rooms wanted, okay? Because I want to look for people and not properties. And when I go to rooms wanted and select that, I'm then going to hit search again, okay? So same postcode, search again. Now, when I hit search again, look what I'm going to do. I'm going to be looking at all these people, all right? These beautiful, amazing people like Amelia, okay? Like Joe, okay? Like Idalia, sorry, and Diane, okay? And so forth, right? I'm going to be looking for people. Now, one thing I want you to do, take a mental note, right? This says showing the first 1,000 of 1,084 ads. Okay, so someone told me in the chat, how many people are looking for rooms in the E12 area? Someone just throw in the chat, how many people are looking for rooms in the E12 area based on what I just showed you? Because this, like, I don't know if you're seeing what I'm about to show you, but if you're seeing what I'm about to show you, you should already be thinking, Samuel, this is nuts. Samuel, is this real? Samuel, this is crazy. Samuel, is this the world we're living in? There's over 1,000 people looking for a room in an area where there's only 100 properties available. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about that for a minute, okay? Because if you've ever tuned into one of my lives before, one of the things I often share is that all business is based on supply and demand. I'm gonna say that again in case you need to pick up your pen. All business is based on supply and demand. So a great question is, if all business is based on supply and demand, where is there strong demand and where is there limited supply? I'm here to tell you today that one of the places that you can now financially play is in the arena of property. Why? Because in the arena of property, as you can see, with 1,084 people looking in this E12 small sub area and only 100 properties available, that is a place with very strong demand. Okay, someone write in the chat, strong demand, okay, as we go deeper. All right, so let's jump back onto the website. Let's go a little bit deeper for you guys, right? So here's what I'm going to show you, okay? When you come to this website, okay, E12, you put your search criteria, you go to rooms wanted instead of rooms to rent, you hit search again. If you come to the right-hand side, you've got this super ninja button literally hidden from every user on the platform, right? Literally hidden from every user on the platform. Samuel, what do you mean it's hidden from every user on the platform? Because nobody seems to know that it's there. I've helped hundreds of people on our training. And every time I go to this site, this page, everyone says, Samuel, I never knew that was there. Well, if you never knew it was there, you know now, okay? So I click this button and look at what I'm able to do. I'm able to check the average room rentals in the area. Now you might be saying, Samuel, that's ninja. Or you might be one of those people all the way in the back asking yourself, as a matter of fact, Samuel, why is that ninja? Samuel, what's so valuable about what you just showed me? I'm so glad you asked. Let's go into it, right? What's extremely valuable about this back end part of this website, this super ninja part of this website, is before you even buy a property, before you even rent out a property, I see the lights going in, before you even commit to a property, you can come right here. If you're like Kaja, okay, who gave me this postcode, E12, 5AF, you can literally say, okay, I'm scoping out this area. I want to see if this area is going to be profitable for me. How do you find out if the area is profitable for you? You come to right here, where the good old people at Spareroom have invested their time, their energy, their resources to create a whole statistical database for you of all the statistics in that area. Let's go and look at it. If you have a room in the Aldersbrook area of E12, a double room with bills included, you can find that the average median of rent is £730 per month. You can find that the average minimum is £134 per week, and the average max is £242 per week. How does that help you? Let me tell you how that helps you. Because now, before you've even committed to rent a property or to own a property, to find out how much money you could make from a room in that property, you can now have this whole database to assist you to do your calculations. You could say, well, hold on a minute, my property is in the Manor Park area and one of the rooms is a single room. I don't want to include the bills. How much can I rent it out for? Well, on average, you can rent it out for £68 per week. Maximum, you could rent it out for £85 per week. Here's a question, pro tip. Why is it important to know the maximum you can rent it out for? Well, the answer to that is because Samuel just showed me how to literally position my rooms at the top of the market. Oh, this is so good. I'm getting excited myself sharing this. You see, because I've just shown you how to position your rooms at the top of the market, guess what you can do now? You can take advantage of knowing what these max numbers actually mean. These max numbers mean, okay, if I've got a gym, okay, if I've got access to a gym, okay, if I've got a room with this, if I've got a room with that, now I can put myself at this position where I can tap into that maximum number. If this is helpful for someone, just write in the chat the word me. So we can see right now all of these aspect areas, E12, partly Newham, double rooms, yes, £800 per calendar month median, £231 per week in terms of the average maximum. We could check the Manor Park area. We could say, okay, in the Manor Park area, double rooms with bills included, £750 per calendar month average. If you are gonna have an average room in this area, you know how much to charge already, okay? Guys, someone in the chat, let me know if this is of value to you. Someone in the chat, let me know. Samuel, you helping the people out here. Okay, and if I'm not helping, also let me know, guys, because then I know which way to go, guys. Let's go. All right. So that is hack number 4. Okay. Hack number 1 was the first way you can make money without even owning any property using this website. Hack number 2 was the second way you can make money using this website, again, without owning any property. Hack number 3 was how you can start to position your property or your rooms at the premium side of the market, literally charging, in the example we looked at, over £1,200 per month by literally doing the smallest pieces of research. Hack number 4 was what I just showed you right here, where you can take advantage of the average room rental database statistics that are baked into this website, so you can make sure that you're charging appropriately. Okay, so you can make sure you're charging appropriately. That's hack number 4. Here's hack number 5. Now, I alluded to this a moment ago, and we're going to be taking questions. So guys, if you've got questions, throw your questions in. If you've got questions, I know we had one question earlier about, that was from Dragon Spice, about contracts, right? So guys, now's the time. Throw your questions in as I reveal this 5th hack to you. So the 5th hack is this. Literally, we're going to hit search again. Let me bring the page back up. We're going to hit search one more time, okay? And when we hit search, we're going to have people come up again. Now, here's what hack number 5 is. Hack number 5 is using the website to calculate your demand, okay? So we're going to find an online calculator, okay? So this is literal online calculator. You can find this on Google yourself, okay? And what we're going to do is we're going to calculate the maths of how many people are looking for how many, based on how many rooms are available. So this is going to show us mathematically the demand, this is going to show us mathematically the demand in the area. So I come back here after I've hit search, and I can see here we've got, this is showing the first 1,000 of 1,084 adverts, right? So there's 1,084 people looking. So I'm going to say 1,084 number of people looking divided by, okay, and I'm doing this on the onboard, on the on-screen calculator, so you guys can see what I'm doing, so you can write down, take notes, do it yourself, okay? 1,084. Then I come back here, and instead of rooms wanted, I now go to rooms for rent, the first option, and I click search again. So I want to know in that postcode how many properties are available. And you can see here it says showing 1 to 10 of 100 results. So there's 100 properties available, okay? So I go back to the calculator and I divide that by 100. Now, let me tell you what this is going to show us before I press equals. This is going to show us if I put a room for rent in this area, roughly how many human beings I should expect to be calling me, or roughly how many human beings I should expect to be coming to view the property, okay? So let's press equals, and the answer is 10.84. So that means for every room on that website, in that address, there is 10.84 people. So let's just call it 10 people. If you want to round up, which you should be doing mathematically, it should be 11, but let's just call it 10 people. There are 10 people for each room on that whole site looking. So if I put an advert up tomorrow, I should expect around 10 people at least to be calling me. Now, guess what happens when your room's the premium room? Guess what happens when I get excited talking about this. Guess what happens when you got the right caliber of room because you've assessed the market and you've seen what the best is and you've made yours the best. Forget about the rest. What happens is you don't have 10 people calling you. You probably have 20 people calling you or 30 people calling you. Why? Because you've got the best asset in the playing ground. Now, let's go back to this. So the first thing we do is we find how many people would be looking for our room if we put it up on the platform in that area. We've found 10 people per room, so 10.84. Now, the next thing we do is we're going to calculate the percentage demand. So all we do is times this by 100, okay? Times this by 100. Now, if we times it by 100, that means there's a 1,084% demand in that area of E12 5AF 4 rooms. A 1,084% demand in that area. Now that's hack number 5. I don't know if that was absolutely amazing to you. I don't know if that was of value to you, but if someone got value, just write the word value in the chat. If someone got value, just write the word value in the chat. And what we're going to do, we're going to open it up for questions. We're going to be taking your questions right now. I hope you got value from that because guys, sometimes people tell me, Samuel, I don't know how you find this stuff. I don't know how comes you've always got this stuff to share. I don't know how comes you don't run out of these tips. I don't know how comes you always... Okay, guys, let's keep it going. All right. So guys, the answer, the cheat code answer to this is because of how often I do this, because of how many people I help through this. That's the real answer to all of those questions. So let's go. All right, guys, without further ado, we're going to open it up. What questions do you have? What questions do you have? We have a short period of time to take your questions. What questions do you have? What questions do you have before we be out for tonight? Okay, what questions do you guys have? What questions do you guys have? And if you got value from this live, feel free to just share the word value in the chat. If you got value from this live, feel free to share the word value. If you think this live was absolutely powerful, feel free to hit the like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff that we do on the internet. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's put a timer up, keep you guys motivated, okay? Because I don't know how long you guys expect me to sit here to wait for questions. Let's go for 2 minutes. We go for 2 minutes. All right, let me put my other timer on because the other timer is a bit more funky, right? So we give it 1 minute. Let's go. 1 minute for questions. Let's go. Guys, throw your questions in. Send Abby. Thank you for following the profile. We appreciate you. We want the 1 minute timer. There it is. There it is. We got it. Okay. All right, guys. So we're opening it up. What questions do you have? What questions do you have? What questions do you have? We got multiple people on the live on multiple platforms and nobody has got a question. That's okay. I don't mind, guys. If you do not have questions, that's fine. We showed you 5 different ways that you can literally, 5 different hacks you can use on the spareroom.co.uk website. And guys, for those of you who don't know, here's another pro tip. There is a spareroom.com website. So if you're part of my American audience, some of my family from the US of A out there who aren't in the UK, you can use that website in the exact same way. I hope that was valuable to someone. All right, guys, use the opportunity right now. Throw your questions in. Don't be one of those people who don't ask a question and then tomorrow says, oh, you know what? I had the question, but I just, but I was too shy to ask. Don't be shy. I'm a nice guy. Now's the time. Ask your question. Let's go. All right. Time is running out. For those of you who do not have your questions in hand, time's up. Okay, cool. So we won't be taking any questions for tonight's live. All right, now guys, last but not least, before I'm out of here, I want to just share with you a great opportunity. If you are someone who's saying to yourself, Samuel, you know what, I got so much value from this live, I would like to move further faster in my future. I would like to find out more about what you're doing and how you're doing it, and I'd like to move further faster. Guys, I'm going to give you the great opportunity to come and join us right here on our upcoming cash flow creation week. This is the 5 days training where literally for 1 hour each day over 5 days, I'll be showing you how to do this the ninja way. We have helped thousands of people and literally had over hundreds of people come and be a part of our cash flow creation week, and it helps them to move further faster in their future. So without further ado, take advantage, take a screenshot, and guys, please, right, don't take screenshots of me looking janky with the QR code next to me, right? So many people say, Sam, you know what? Guys, I don't know if you know what it's like when someone DMs you on a platform and says, hey, Samuel, I got this picture of you with the QR code and you look a bit janky, right? Guys, please don't take any janky photos of me, right? But you can take a screenshot right now, or you can scan the QR code right now. Use this QR code to get yourself registered on the upcoming 5-day cash flow creation week, where over that week, I will show you on day 1, the science of cash flow creation, on day 2, the strategies of cash flow creation, on day 3, the literal skills that you need for cash flow creation, on day 4, the full systems of cash flow creation, and on day 5, I show you how to put it all together in a most powerful way, and we have cash flow creation success. That is the 5-day cash flow creation week, which we are having super soon. So if you want to take advantage, jump on board. Go get the QR code done. Go get the QR code, screenshot the QR code, and be a part of what we're doing so we can assist you guys to move further, faster in your future. All right. So grab that QR code, get that scanned, come and join us, be a part of the new clan. All right, let's go. All right, guys, last call. If there are any comments, any key takeaways, throw your key takeaways in the chat. Let me see the key takeaways that you had. I had a whole bunch of people who followed us throughout this live. We had Saint Abe who followed us throughout this live. Saint Abe, if you got any questions, if you got any comments, feel free to throw them in right now. And guys, listen, I am a clearly like approachable person. So if you have questions, don't be afraid. Now's the time to throw them in. Let's see who else followed. We had Inspired Motivated Soul 97 who followed. Inspired Motivated Soul 97. Do you have any questions? Let us know. KT Lens followed the host. So again, KT Lens, do you have any questions? Feel free to throw them in. All right. And those of you who liked the live, who followed the host, Ancestors 503, let us know in the chat if you have any questions or if you have any key takeaways. What stood out to you the most over this live? What really spoke to you? Let me know. KC sent a rose. Absolutely amazing. KC says, Samuel, this was so valuable. I'm going to give you a rose. Let's go. I appreciate that, KC. And KC, I don't know. Are you following? Are you locked in? Are you like, I don't know. Like, guys, I'm new to all of these platforms, so I don't know the names of all of the stuff. And I do appreciate the badge. I love the badge. I love the gift. I assume that means you got value. But let me know, are you following? Because what happens a lot of the time on these platforms is people have this stuff come up in their For You page or their timeline. They're like, yo, I love this stuff. This is so good. Samuel, man, you giving me the gems, right? And then they don't hit follow. And then next week they're like, yo, where's that Samuel guy? Where's that content I was loving the other day? They can't find it. So hit the follow. That's what I've learned. When I see something of value, guess what I do? I lean in, okay? And I'm going to encourage you to do the same so that your life no longer is going to be plain, right? So if you see value, lean in, hit the follow, hit subscribe, do all of those things to improve your life. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Saint Abby says, your passion is wahoo. Let's go. Let's go. Listen, Saint Abby, let me tell you why my passion is wahoo, okay? Because in 2017, I replaced my wife's income. In 2016, I replaced my wife's income. In 2017, I replaced my income. And I was able, for the first time in my life in 2017, to quote unquote live the dream. I started working from home full time, only doing property to generate my revenue. I started using property to make sure my wife never had to go back to work. I started homeschooling my children. And let me tell you something, what happens when you start living life on your own terms, you start realizing that if you can do it, you're not the smartest tool in the toolbox. Anyone can do it. And then guess what happens? You start realizing, you know what? I think if other people had the same resources and revenues that I was able to gain access to, they would make the same or similar moves as well. So guys, the only reason I'm here, the only reason I do this, the only reason I have this passion is because I recognize that I was just like you one time. There was a time where I was working in 2015 in schools as a secondary and A-level math teacher. I was working as a lead practitioner, teaching teachers how to teach. And I would go to those schools and I'd love working with the children and I'd really get annoyed working with the adults. Why? Because the adults would act like the children shouldn't be children, and that used to bug my mind. And then when I became a teacher trainer, they expected me to train these teachers on how to teach. And I just kept seeing these teachers were attempting to overreach. All of these teachers wanted just to make sure that they had the best job. Some of them, unfortunately, maybe because how I look, they were trying to steal my job. And it made me think, like, is this really worth it? Like, is this what life as an adult is about? Is life as an adult about trying to steal what another adult has? Or is life as an adult about giving, assisting, helping, showing, sharing? We came to the school, not we, but me and the other teachers, we came to the school to assist these children to rule. So how can we assist these children to rule if we're acting with one another like we're fools? So basically, that's what shifted everything for me. So guys, from 2017, I've been living what most people would call the dream. And this is the reason why I said, look, I'll come out of my way. I'll add value to other people. Because if you guys get it, guess what happens? The rest of your life changes. Your children's life changes. And then life starts being what God made it to be. So with that being said, thank you ever so much, Saint Abby. I appreciate your comment. I appreciate what I believe is a compliment. And I look forward to seeing you at the top and not from the top as well. All right, guys. Well, look, it looks as though There are no other comments or key takeaways. It looks as though nobody else wanted to share anything. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to be out without a doubt. Something I can win, guys, signing out. Good day. God bless. I pray you stay blessed, and I look forward to seeing you on another live. If you're not following, hit that follow. If you haven't subscribed, hit subscribe. If you haven't hit like, hit that like, and I'll see you on another night. Good day. God bless. Let's go.